The weave I'm going to show you today is called the Byzantine. What I'm using is 2 pair of pliers. We have a pair of bent nose pliers and a pair of chain nose pliers, and you'll want to make sure that your pliers do not have any ridges in here. I'm also using a beading awl. This will come in handy real soon. I'll show you how that's going to work. I also have a paper clip, and I've already put a jump ring on it to get started with my weave. Okay, so to start this weave, what I want to do is pick up an open jump ring. I'm going to put it in my pliers, and I'm going to scoop up the ring that's on the paper clip. Now before I close that ring, I'm going to want to add 2 closed jump rings, and what I'm doing, I'm mixing my colors. My open jump rings are going to be gold, and my closed jump rings are going to be copper. Also, when I start a weave, I always have a pile of open jump rings and a pile of closed jump rings. This makes the weave go faster, and you can concentrate on doing the weave rather than worrying about opening and closing your jump rings. So now I'm going to come in with my pliers, and I'm going to close this jump ring. Eventually, didn't get that one joined. Go past and come back and kind of wiggle. Then you've got your closed jump ring. Okay, now if you look, I always turn things upside down so that I can see where I'm at, and I have 2 closed jump rings. Anywhere you add 1 jump ring, you must always add another one. So what I'm going to do is double this gold one. So I'm going to take another open jump ring, put it in my pliers, and I'm going to scoop up these 2 copper ones and come around and scoop up this gold one that was on the paper clip. I can drop my paper clip, come in and close that gold ring. And another thing you'll notice is I have my pliers in my hand and I have my work in my hand. I try not to put things down because then I get confused as to where I am in the weave. Okay, at this point now we have 2 gold rings and 2 copper rings. Now we're going to do what's called the flip-flop. I'm going to come in here, turn it right side up, I'll grab the 2 gold rings, I'm going to put a copper ring on either side. Okay, then I'm going to fold those rings down, and then see, I'm going to kind of push it up, separate the 2 gold rings. Now this is why I use the awl, because it's easier to get in that little space there. The next jump ring is going to go exactly where that awl is right now. The easiest way to get this to stay popped up is to grab those 2 copper ones and squeeze them. And see, that will now leave you a hole to take your next open gold jump ring in your pliers, and you're going to scoop up right in between there. Okay, then let go of your work, come in with your pliers, and close that jump ring. Okay, now wherever you add 1 jump ring, you must add another one. So I'm going to take another open jump ring, and I'm going to scoop up right there in that same space where I was before. So now I have 2 gold jump rings. Okay, so now I have, go ahead and stick this on the awl. You'll see I have a little box here, and the weave is a box, 2 rings, a box, 2 rings, a box, 2 rings, and you'll see that in a moment. Okay, now we've added 2 gold rings. I'm going to add two more gold rings, and I'm going to put 2 copper rings on those. So I'm going to come in here with 1 gold ring. Okay, I'm going to scoop up those 2 gold rings that I just added. I'm going to, before I close it, I'm going to add 2 closed copper rings. Come in with my pliers, close it. Okay, now if I hang it upside down, you'll see that I have my box, 2 jump rings, 1 jump ring, 2 jump rings. This gold jump ring needs to be doubled. I find it easier to work upside down at this point. I'm going to take another open gold jump ring, and see how it's easier for me to scoop this up when it's upside down. Then I flip it right side up And then I'm going to go through those other two gold ones. So I have my box 2, I have my copper, and my other gold one. And I'm going to come in and close that. And you'll see now I have my box, 2 rings, 2 rings, 2 rings. So now I'm going to flip the gold rings again. And how I do that, I'm going to come in and I'm going to grab those 2 gold rings, and again I'm going to take my awl and put a copper ring on either side. I could stick my awl through the gold ones, grab those 2 copper ones, spread the gold ones open, there. And see now, when I add my next 2 jump rings, I'm going to have a box, 2 jump rings, and a box. And now we're going to repeat the same process. I'm going to take an open gold jump ring, put it in my pliers, go through the space where the awl was and pick up the 2 copper jump rings, come in and close it. Okay, grab the 2 copper ones again to keep that hole open. Grab another jump ring correctly in your pliers and come in and go through that same space, and now I have again 2 closed gold jump rings. So see, I have a box, 2 rings, a box, 2 rings. So now I need to make a box. And how I do that again is take an open gold jump ring, scoop up those 2 closed gold jump rings that I just added, add 2 closed copper rings and close it. And again, wherever I add 1 ring, I need to add another one, so I need another open gold ring. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to scoop up those 2 copper ones, scoop up the 2 gold ones, come in and close it. Okay, now I'm going to make a box out of these guys again, and we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to come in, grab the 2 gold ones, the 2 copper ones will be flipped on either side. Come in with my awl, kind of grab the 2 copper ones, and then you'll see I have my hole there again. And we're going to start all over again, and that's the whole weave. You're just going to keep repeating that pattern over and over again until you get the length that you want. You want to make sure that you keep in mind that you have a clasp at the end. So if you want a bracelet that's, say, 7.5 inches long, you're going to want chainmail only 7 inches long, because the clasp is going to be about a half an inch. So I would make 7 inches of chainmail and then go ahead and add my clasp at the end of that. The way I usually finish is, let me finish this little spot right here. Okay. Add another gold ring. And I do find it helpful again to hang it upside down. So now I see, oh, I only have 1 gold ring there. I need to add another one. I'm going to scoop up these 2 copper ones. I'm sorry. Oops. Then flip this on one on either side. Put your fingers under there. And you have your... Now this is where I would end my bracelet. I would add 1 more jump ring. And if it collapses like it did, just take your awl and pull it back up again. And then I would put my clasp on there and close it. And that would be the end of that end. And then this one, this could actually be your other end that you attach the clasp to. And that is the Byzantine.